From deep in the heart of Texas, it's On Second Thought, powered by Hook'em.com. Hosted since 2016 by your favorite sports columnists, Cedric Golden of the Austin American-Statesman and Kirk Bohls of the Houston Chronicle. Let's do it, fellas.
Great conversation with some old friends, Doug. Always so fun to chop it up with Jenny and Barry. They were the dynamic duo in Oklahoma when they were both at the Oklahoma, just kind of like we were before you abandoned us for the Houston Chronicle. You turncoat. I can't believe you left us. I'm over it, but I'm not always over it, sir.
I can only take so much of you. You know, I mean, here I am escaping, finally escape, and then Hearst has to go and buy the Statesman. So now
Thank you, Hurst.
we're
Thank you. Love
colleagues.
you, Hurst. Love
I,
you.
I don't know what I can do, how to get away. But no, that was fun. They're great friends of ours, great colleagues, and really, really good journalists who I really respect and admire.
Let me ask you something. We hit briefly on Arch Manning before we get out of here. I just thought that was a deplorable piece in the Athletic, and um, it just wasn't fair to someone with seven career starts. You
Yeah,
call him a failure. You hit on it in your nine things on HoustonChronicle.com. Go check that out. Or I know you posted it on X as well. What put it on your heart? Because we both subscribe to
right.
The Athletic, and it's a tremendous publication. I enjoy
It
The
is.
Athletic.
We both
I
subscribe.
enjoy it,
You're right.
and everybody has an opinion. Everybody has a right to an opinion. But I
Yeah.
just thought it was a little bit over the top. I mean, it's like there was like it was personal with Will to write that.
It came across as personal, and to me, it was a hit piece. And I don't understand it. I guess I understand it because, and I know clickbait is the kind of the word for stories like that. And before I really get into it, is that you and I are well aware that we take our job seriously and we will criticize and have criticized Texas and Art. They have not played well. Arch has not played well. And we have both written that. But for him to say he stinks, he's a flop, could be the biggest bust ever. His
His
name is
name is
synonymous with
synonymous with
failure.
failure. Oh my
I
God.
mean, he said, the two starts, I almost dismissed those last year because he was a placeholder until Quinn came back. He wasn't a really start. He had two home starts against Louisiana Monroe and Mississippi State, which 0-8 in the SEC play. So it really wasn't a test. So he's basically had five starts as the official starter, and that's a very small sample size. So I just think it did seem personal to me, and I know people get tired of you and me for criticizing. We're supposed to critique these players and these programs and these coaches, and we try to keep more harsh things for coaches or administration than 20, 21-year-old young men. But I agree. I thought it was over the top. It was just so premature, and it's just kind of part of Arch Manning's world.
And Arch Manning, to his credit, has handled everything well. I don't think he particularly enjoys dealing with the media, because the whole world's watching him and people are making parody cartoons about him, making fun of the commercials, and that comes with being the most
Yeah.
visible
Right.
quarterback in college football. It comes with the pedigree of being a Manning. And then
Right.
it comes with the burnt orange expectations that are attached coming to Texas. So he understood all of that was happening before he ever got here. And
Hmm.
so when you're not playing well, the vulture's going to come out.
Right.
I agree with you. I thought it was a hit piece. Okay, you want to write that? That's fine. But it just didn't seem to hit the mark. You're contextualizing it like he's played 30 games and won four of them.
Hmm.
It hasn't been that. It hasn't
Right.
been that. You're calling him the biggest flop ever. Uh, Garrett Gilbert flopped at
Hmm.
Texas, and
Yeah.
Garrett might be the first to admit that. He
Right.
After what he did at Lake Travis. Arch Manning has got 11 touchdown passes. How many quarterbacks in the SEC have 11 touchdown passes?
He's got more than any SEC quarterback but three. I think Ty Simpson has 13. I think Diego Pavia has 14. Maybe Joey Aguilar has 13. Everybody else is below 11 or below. I think Marcel Reed from A&M has 11. And even John Mateer, it's interesting too. John Mateer, Heisman candidate, and he was playing very well. He's got six touchdown passes, three picks.
Yeah.
I mean, that screams average. And we know his performances have not been average. They've been better than that. But there is a double standard for Arch and for other quarterbacks. And he's also the Texas leading rusher. And he's got five rushing touchdowns. The running backs have three all year. Arch
So,
has
so what are we
five.
talking about? He's accounted for 16 touchdowns
That's pretty good
on an
performance.
offense that's struggling.
Yeah.
16 touchdowns
Five games.
in 5 games. That's three a game.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing? I mean, has he not met expectations? Of course he hasn't.
Right.
Of course he hasn't. Now the expectations are overblown. You have people like Feinbaum and yourself. Um, but
Guilty.
but that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay for us to be wrong. But
Yeah.
but for you to act like he's got zero touchdowns and 26 interceptions
Yeah.
and 8 lost fumbles. I
Seems
mean,
unfair.
I
Seemed
mean, it
unfair.
seems unfair, and no one in this city has ever called us a homer. They
Right.
haven't, because they
Right.
know we call it like we see it. If they play well, we say they play well. If they don't play well, we say they don't play well. Now, Arch Manning struggled, but it wasn't all Arch. Arch struggled because Arch had no blocking. It
Yeah.
was open season on Arch, and like he told us on Monday, when you get behind, they know you're going to throw, so they can come after you, and that's
Yeah.
when the running game has to hold up its end, and the guys up front didn't hold up theirs. So I think they're gonna play better than they did at Florida. Low
I don't
bar,
know.
low bar. That
I
is a
want to
low
ask
bar.
you that. I want to ask you that. See, because I just haven't seen anything yet that gives me confidence that, oh yeah, they're playing better. They're just barely missing because that was a bad performance against Florida on both sides of the ball. And I do think they will play better, but I just haven't seen the evidence yet. And so I put to you, how big is this game for, forget Arch for a second, although he's obviously a huge part of this. How big a game is this for Steve Sarkisian and the Texas program where it is right now?
I think it's massive. I think it's massive.
I
And the reason
agree.
I say it's massive is you're going to take a huge step back if you get embarrassed on Saturday. It's going to be a big step back if you lose, but if you get embarrassed, if you get punked like you did in Gainesville, then you got punked 2 games in a row, and now all
Right.
of a sudden the quarterback whisperer is no longer the quarterback whisperer. The great play caller that Steve Sarkisian is, that takes a hit. Reputation takes a hit, and then all of a sudden you're 0-2, and you still haven't played Georgia or Vanderbilt or A&M. So you're going to be middle of the pack or worse. They lose this one, then 8-4, 7-5 is on the table, Duck. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden people are going, maybe Sark stayed too long. But Sark stayed. I think Sark loves it here because he was salivating over 2 years with Arch Manning. And who can blame him? And
Yeah.
who can blame him? But even Arch Manning without blocking is just a guy. And so I think it's way bigger for Texas than it is for OU. Brent Venables
Oh,
needs this for his own edification. You don't want to be 1-3 against the Horns. But
totally.
but the Longhorns at 3-3 after being a preseason number one, man, Katie Bartador,
Yeah.
there's going to be full-blown panic in the streets of the ATX.
And it doesn't help Sark's case when he comes off a bit smug, or haughty, if you will, whatever you want to say. But, he was pretty thin-skinned on Monday, I thought, instead of being apologetic. And I've got one of my best friends besides you, which I hate to admit in public, Larry Carlson. I was talking to him about the
Don't bring up
OU.
Larry Carlson on this
And,
podcast. You know better. You know
what
better.
what we did, well, you bring up Rosner like every other podcast,
But
okay?
we love Rosner. We don't love Larry.
No, we do. We
I
do.
know we do. I know
I
we do.
do
I'm
anyway.
just playing. I'm
But
just playing.
but here's the thing, and I was talking to Larry, and we were going, what would Darrell Royal said after Florida? And we both agreed. He'd say, you know what? We're not a very good team. We're not a very
Mm.
good team.
He
And
would
it's
own it. He would
and
own
to
it.
me, that's important to the fans to be that kind of accountable. And I don't know if and Sark hasn't gone to that level yet. I'm not saying you apologize or you return any of your $10 million or anything like that, but you're the head of the biggest college program in the state. I'm sorry. And that was an inept performance by Texas, I thought. And I just don't think he really owned it. And to your quote about being a massive game, I totally agree. I mean, OU loses, they're 5-1. It's a rivalry game. Texas even favored, which I find very hard to believe.
They're trying.
But
Vegas is setting a trap for Texas fans. Save your money, UT fans.
yeah,
Don't do
yeah,
it. Don't fall into that trap.
yeah,
Don't listen to Vegas.
exactly.
They're trying to
Exactly.
get you. They
Yeah.
see that 2.5 and Texas, like, maybe Vegas thinks we can do it. So Vegas wants your money. That's all that is.
Always, always. But this is an emotional game. It's got a lot of swings, a lot of momentum changes in this game with, it's split down the middle. So, I look forward to this game as much as any sporting event that we cover. So, and I hope it, lives up to the billing. And I'd just like to see a good game. I'd like to see Texas, play up to its ability.
It's going to be entertaining no matter what.
It will. It always is.
Last week was not entertaining.
Uh,
That was chalk. That was fingernails on a chalkboard. It was just an awful football game in
well,
an incredible, wonderful college football environment. Doug, I so enjoyed that whole trip. The people were cool. The fans were great.
hmm
And the environment. It just SEC football. I mean, we used to make fun of it, Doug, but now that we're here,
Yeah,
it's
it's real.
it's incredible. It is incredible to see how these people show up and embrace college football. And I'm just happy to be a part of this. To be able to go to these games is really cool.
That stadium was as loud as any I've been at,
And we were outdoors too. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
didn't have
were. So we
glass.
got
We
to
didn't have windows.
experience. No, we really got to experience it being open air, press box. So my hats off to Florida. I mean, they were a desperate team, just like Texas is now.
Texas
And
needs the Florida type of desperation to get this done.
yep, because
They
they showed
do.
they showed what kind of, and we know they have talent. We know they have talent, and can they channel that? Is it in them? Obviously, can so many people be wrong about Texas when weren't they
Yes.
number one in the coaches poll too?
Both. Yes,
Oh,
they
I
were.
mean, can everybody be wrong on that? And to Sark's point, yeah, maybe not that many teams would go into Ohio State and win. They're number one, but South Florida went into Florida and won, on that same field. So let's don't pretend it can't be done. So
Well, what a great conversation today with our friends from Oklahoma, Jenny Carlson, Barry Trammell. Thank you so much. Thank you out there for listening on your devices, for watching us on YouTube, just giving us some great support. We love doing this podcast. Check out Kirk Bosa's stuff on HoustonChronicle.com and myself, Danny Davis, Tom Seckert. I mean, myself, Danny Davis, Thomas Jones, David Eckert on statesman.com. We'll see you at the game, and that's going to do it for this week's On Second Thought. Take care, guys.